he's pulling back. That's why I say you can take more than half. That's okay. Sound check. Give me a 1 if you can hear me. Give me a 1 also if you cannot hear me. Hey, JW Eric. Thanks, guys. Monday morning. Oh, we got another bleed. I missed that part when I went to get my coffee. So we're moving lower and lower. We opened the morning here. Our market talk was about this downtrend in the last 3 or 4 days, looking at the 15-minute or an hourly chart, and I drew those two lines. I drew something like that. And the bias was neutral. I said, if we move higher, that's exactly the kind of move I was looking for if we moved higher. So if we moved up here, touch this line, I would expect a nice move to the bottom of this channel. But that's not happening in the market. Just thinking for a minute, and since then, it's just bleeding. As far as the gaps, we had a decent list. Let's switch back to the daily. My favorite would be, let me link my charts here. So my favorite would be the LVS below that 20 MA from green. It has everything we needed, everything but the setup, the intraday setup. It just wasn't there for me. There was a 1 minute thing. 1 minute thing of 60 cents or something like that. Look at that 1 minute candle, 48.90. There's a 60-cent candle. And then Elena said there's a 1, 2, 3 thing. Yeah, there is. So you could have, I hate to do the could have, would have, should have, but under 48.30, and you can stop it somewhere here at 48.60. If you want to use this as some kind of a G2 at the bottom of this. You know that by the book, this is how G2 looks like, but the pattern, if you looked for it, it was here on the 1 minute with the 1, 2, 3 pattern or whatever you want to call it. And since then, it just going lower and lower. It's not coming back, and this is pretty much gone. I don't want to be one of those. There was a base here. That's something that I don't play, right? After a drop, you have a base. Worked, absolutely worked, but I don't have it here. And what I was hoping for, I wanted to see is at least a rally here to at least 50% of this move, then you can attack it again. So LVS was on the list and was nice. What else we had on the gap down list? The win, obviously, the sister, and the price line, which is by the book is probably our better gap today. Breaking that long term below the 20 MA, whatever we need, it's just not tradable and it's bleeding. And there was a setup. If you're looking at the 5 minute, here is a 5 minute, and there was a setup here. It's not tradable. It's not for beginners. I'm not a beginner, and I'm not comfortable trading those with the dollar spread or more. I saw a $5 spread, a $3 spread, a $2 spread, and then when it's not moving, it's a dollar spread. You need to use limits. You need to know your entries, your targets. Use limits only. You don't want to get killed on that spread. So some decent gaps today with a neutral bias at the market. A few things I wanted to talk about. First of them is the PCL. The bias for the PCL was a fade. Okay, and this thing did this at the open. Here's a fade opportunity if you have a short. First, if you're a buyer, you made money on the buying. Then if you have a short bias, if you think this is going to go lower, you're ready to go. So everybody's happy here. So if you're a buyer, an aggressive buyer, you bought it here, you made money. Then I come in, well, I didn't have it. But what I wanted to talk about is the failed breakout. And as a beginner trader, the first thing they teach you is breakout and breakdowns. These are the easiest patterns, right? But they just sometimes don't work, okay? And especially on a gap like that, when I have a bearish bias, I'm not going to be a buyer of a breakout. I used to many, many years ago. So here is PCL, and imagine I take you back in time to 935, 936, 7, 8, and you see this base at 46.80. Everybody and his family is thinking this is higher, and this is a base breakout. Again, as a novice trader, I know 7, 8 years ago, whenever I started, I would look for these opportunities to buy. Today, I have a short bias on this one, So I'm looking for stuff like that for a failure of a breakout, so I can enjoy the move down. So what I wanted to show you is, let me just get my pen here. So here's the breakout, and you're a buyer a penny or two or three above it, and you get sucked into this play, and it goes right back to your entry and to your stop. And that's when I like to come in. When I realize that this is the case, that would be me. I missed that. I wasn't there on time, and this was after the fact. I saw it. It was a little big of a stop. But this is exactly what I'm looking for. So take me back in time as a beginner trader. I would look for the opportunities to buy, and I realize it's not working. It's not working. It's not working. So why don't you just do the other thing and go short if you realize that this fails? And it took me a few years to understand this. But the PCL, again, I have a bias for a trade, for a gap, for a stock, and I'm going to stick to that bias. I'm not going to change it throughout the day. So I'm not looking for buying opportunities, even though there is one here. Look at the 5-minute here. There is a buying opportunity, and it's a beautiful one, and it's super a textbook looking. It's great. I have a short bias. I'm going to look for fade opportunities in this case. So again, buyers make money, sellers make money. You just need to have a plan and stick to it. Okay, so you cannot just say, I'm going to take the breakout. Now I'm going to take the failure. Here I'm going to buy it again. That's something I don't do. Hey, Victor. Okay, so that's the lesson from PCL. And then the trade of the day would be APA, and it's coming to that 50s area again. Yeah, there was a trade, Victor. So I'm looking at the market, and the market is dying all morning. The gap downs are pretty much dying with it. And then I said, you know what? At this point, when the market is here, let me bring that SPY chart again. And we looked, I think, at the 15, and we were down here, and we were down here. And every time I say, give me some green, give me some green, show some mercy, give some green, and it doesn't. So I'm starting to look for something that is stronger than this, something that doesn't care about the market move. And I did find one, and that was the APA. And somebody asked me, how come did what did you find so nice in the APA? So here it is, the 2-minute chart. Here's a 2-minute chart. Here's the moving averages. And what's the trend when I see it? Here's that. Well, that's an ugly line. So I'm going to draw another one. What's the trend? We can draw something like this. I just click the button here. So this is a downtrend. So I look at this, it's downtrending, but it's run taking long. Yeah, Victor, you should say that. Yes, thank you. You know me for a long time. So I'm a bear. So, but I realized market is gone and it's dying. There's no way I'm going to jump into a short and hope the market is going to die some more. I always say something can die only once, when not in the stock market, because we see them going and going and going. But I was looking for something strong. So I look at this, I see the downtrend on the 2 minutes. I see the fact that it's not dying with the market, not going with the market. I love that. And one more thing, let me delete this line. The daily is a decent gap up. It's a really good looking gap up. We're coming from red, strong stock, strong stock, it's not a strong stock, but it's going sideways in the last few days, and today we're gapping up here. There's nothing that bothers me to the left. I have a bullish bias for it, so everything fits. So I'm looking at the 2 minutes, and I say that was the numbers. And Elena asked me next time to pose a number. I will if I have the time, and I did today. So I'm measuring this base. Top of the base is 775. I say 52.78. 79 is fine also, and the stop is down here, obviously, right? 52, sorry, 52.50. Okay, I did print 52.48, so you want to make sure you give it the extra 2 pennies. It was almost 30 cents of a stop. It's not, it's still on the good side. I'm looking, my stops, I like them to be between 10 and 30, between 0 and 30. But 52.78, we have about 30 cent stop. So target is around 40. We did get 40. I did take some out at 25. I had an order in the system for 25, and I took market out at 34, I believe. Okay, look to the left, and I said you can take more than half. Most of the time, I will take half and wait. Okay, wait for a pullback. So in this case, I said we have. I mean, this is target, and it can go higher, obviously, but the tail here tells me you can take more than half. So I took more than half. Stop is still 47, and it printed 52. So hopefully it holds this area and go again. Now the trend is no longer a downtrend. We have a sideways trend, which is good. Maybe we're going to have a change of trend and we will eventually go higher and higher. We'll see about that. So that's the day. I mean, the day is not done, but quiet morning. And the lesson here, really, the lesson learned here, as a novice trader, you see the opportunity is gone without you. You see everything's reading, win, LVS, price line. What else? The double A moved out. Everything is going, and you feel home alone. Oh my God, what am I doing? Everybody's making money, and I'm not. And that's when you start doing stupid things and press the buttons with no reason. And that's why I said we're going to talk about that room. That's why in this room, maybe you don't get so much action. You don't get buy this, sell that, but you do earn disciplines. I think if you sit here and stick to me, stick to us, and listen to what we have to say, not just trade, okay, just be open-minded and listen to what we have to say. I think you can earn some disciplines here, and that's really a must in trading. So that's the recap for today. That's the lesson of the day. Again, this room is free for now. It will cost something, not much in the future. Victor saying best room ever. I have to agree. But again, every day you learn something new. Today was just a lesson of patience. So this is our trade of the day and the recap.